The world we live in today, we have to care for our environment. Wow, such a nice view. Wow, oh, this is our home. Look at that farm. Amazing. It has all we need like food and shelter. See? We will be together to heal the earth. Wow, such a nice beach. We must unite to be effective. Ooh, amazing. Listen to the sound of nature. Defy the stereotypes. Ooh, that bird. Wow. Look at that. Wow, boundaries. And become an advocate. Wow. Boundaries. And of course, don't forget to subscribe here to my channel. Disclaimer, this video is not mine, credits the real owner. In this video, we're going to learn about ecosystems, biomes, and species. Now, what is ecosystem? An ecosystem is an environment where living and non-living things interact. An ecosystem is a geographic area where plants, animals, and other organisms as well as weather and landscape work together to form a bubble of life. Every factor in an ecosystem depends on every other factor either directly or indirectly. A change in the temperature of an ecosystem will often affect what plants will grow there. For instance, animals that depend on plants for food and shelter will have to adapt to the changes, move to another ecosystem, or perish. Ecosystems can be very large or small. Tide pools, the ponds left by the ocean as tide goes out, are complete tiny ecosystem. Tide pools contain seaweed, a kind of algae which uses photosynthesis to create food. Herbivores such as abalone eat the seaweed. Carnivores such as sea stars eat other animals in the tide pool, such as clams and mussels. Tide pools depend on the changing level of ocean water. Some organisms, such as seaweed, thrive in an aquatic environment. When a tide is in, the pool is full. Other organisms, such as hermit crabs, cannot live underwater and depend on the shallow pools left by the low tides. In this way, the biotic part of the ecosystem depend on a biotic factor. The whole surface of the earth is a series of connected ecosystems. Ecosystems are often connected in a larger biome. Biomes are large sections of land, sea, or atmosphere. Forests, ponds, reefs, and tundra are all types of biomes. For example, they're organized very generally based on the types of animals and plants that live in them. Within each forest, each pond, each reef, or each section of tundra, you'll find many different ecosystems. The biome of Sahara Desert, for instance, includes a wide variety of ecosystems. The arid climate and hot weather characterize the biome. Within the hot Sahara are oasis ecosystems, which have date palm trees, fresh water, and animals such as crocodiles. The Sahara has also dune ecosystems, with a changing landscape, determined by the wind. Organisms in these ecosystems, such as snakes or scorpions, must be able to survive in sand dunes for long periods of time. The Sahara even includes a marine environment where the Atlantic Ocean creates cool fogs on the northwest African coast. Shrubs and animals that feed on small trees such as goats, live in Sahara ecosystems. Even similar surrounding biomes could have completely different ecosystems. The biome of Sahara Desert, for instance, is very different from the biome of the Gobi Desert in Mongolia and China. The Gobi is a cold desert with frequent snowfall and freezing temperatures. Unlike the Sahara, the Gobi has ecosystems based not in sand but kilometers of bare rock. Some grasses are able to grow in cold, dry climate. As a result, these Gobi ecosystems have grazing animals such as gazelles and other Turkey, an endangered species of wild horse. Even the cold desert ecosystems of the Gobi are distinct from the freezing desert ecosystems of Antarctica. Antarctica's thick ice sheet covers a continent made almost entirely of dry, bare rock. Only a few mosses grow in the desert ecosystem, supporting only a few birds such as equus. Threats to ecosystems. For thousands of years, people have interacted with ecosystems. Many cultures develop around nearby ecosystems. Many Native American tribes of North Americans Great Plains develop a complex lifestyle based on the native plants and animals of plains ecosystems. For instance, bison, a large grazing animal native to the Great Plains, become the most important biotic factor in many Plains Indians' culture, such as the Lakota or Kiowa. Bison are sometimes mistakenly called buffalo. These tribes used buffalo hides for shelter and clothing. Buffalo means for food, and buffalo horn for tools. The tall grass prairie of the Great Plains supported bison's herds, which tribes followed throughout the year. As human populations have grown, however, people have overtaken many ecosystems. The tall grass prairie of the Great Plains, for instance, become farmland. As the ecosystem shrunk, fewer bison could survive. Today, a few herds survive in protected ecosystems such as Yellowstone National Park. In tropical rainforest ecosystems surrounding Amazon River in South America. Remember, an ecosystem is an environment where living and non living things interact. Human activity threatens all the rainforest ecosystem in Amazon. Thousands of acres of land are created for farmland, housing, and industry. Countries of the Amazon rainforest, such as Brazil, Venezuela, and Ecuador, are underdeveloped. Cutting down trees to make room for crops, such as soy and corn, benefits many poor farmers. However, the destruction of rainforest ecosystems has its cost. Many modern medicines have been developed from rainforest plants. Curare, a muscle relaxant, and quinine used to treat malaria are just two of these medicines. Many scientists worry that destroying the rainforest ecosystem may prevent more medicines from being developed. Ecosystems can recover from destruction. However, the delicate coral reef ecosystem in South Pacific are at risk due to rising ocean temperatures and decreased salinity. Corals bleach or lose their bright colors in water that is too warm. They die in water that isn't salty enough. Without the reef structure, the ecosystem collapses. Organisms such as algae, plants such as seagrass, and animals such as fish, snakes, and shrimp disappear. Individual people, cultures, and governments are working to preserve ecosystems that are important to them. A biome is a large community of vegetation and wildlife adapted to a specific climate. The five major types of biomes are aquatic, grassland, forest, deserts, and tundra. A biome is a large area characterized by its vegetation, soil, climate, and wildlife. There are five major types of biomes. Aquatic biomes include both freshwater and marine biomes. Grasslands are open regions that dominated by grass and have warm, dry climate. There are two types of grasslands: tropical grasslands and temperature grasslands. Ecosystems are environments where living and non living things interact with each other. Forests are dominated